Hello everybody, it's I, Zankoku, and I'm bringing you a video commenting on the whole new wonderful YouTube Heroes program. If you might not have heard of it, this is where you can learn some information. But before that, I just need to remind you that Halloween is about a week away. That's right, next week, Saturday, I believe, is the 1st of October, which means the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror will begin, as long as things don't freaking blow up. Unfortunately, I have been having some trouble with my computer, my old-ass computer that is still running Windows Vista. Yes, it's that old and horrible. But it has been getting the job done. However, the last 2 weeks has been a little spotty. I've been trying some things to kind of fix it up, but as of right now, it seems to be good enough, but we'll see. So worst case scenario, I'll have to use my Xbox to upload videos to YouTube, which I can do from my Xbox. The whole editing thing, though, is going to be a little bit scary. We'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing major bad will happen and we'll still get a 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. I know, much to your chagrin, because you all hate that shit. That's too bad, you gotta live with it, because, I am, after all, a movie channel and a horror movie channel. But, speaking of which, you still have time, and there'll be a card here or something like that. So you still have time to vote for the name of this year's 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. So far the winner... the one that's winning is Rainbows from Hell, and I'm totally fine with that. It's a great name. But if you think you have a better name, go to that video, comment your better name, thumb it up as many times as you can, or just thumbs up Rainbow from Hell. I mean, whatever, you know, that's what you do. We have about a week left to go, and pretty much the day before, or maybe even the morning of, I will tally the votes, and that will be the name. So, there you go. So, getting to the point of this video, and honestly, it's sort of a culmination. Now, back during the whole demonetization frenzy, the demonetization apocalypse, I kind of just sat back and just waited, because honestly, the whole demonetization thing doesn't really affect me, because 99% of my content is not eligible for monetization already out of the box, you know, anything, like, you know, That's Fucked Up. Practically every single episode of That's Fucked Up is not going to be able to be monetized, and that sort of kind of pisses me off and makes me not want to make more of those videos, among other things like the crap enforcement of community guidelines, where the big YouTuber channels, the big media companies can get away with fucking murdering someone and then skull fucking them on camera and not even worry about getting demonetized, but, you know, let alone get a strike or a warning, or, you know, maybe you will say, hey, you know what, maybe cut like 2 seconds of the skull fucking so that we can, you know, at least have like the semblance of fairness. No, you know, those people, they can get away with that because, you know, the money, big money, you know. Warner Brothers could put out straight hardcore snuff porn and YouTube would lick Warner Brothers boots, say, oh no, don't pull the video, Okay, I might be exaggerating, but I'm using exaggeration to prove a point. You know, there are channels that get away with horrible violations of community guidelines, and, you know, I make a joke about something, incest, and all of a sudden we need to freaking content warning everything, and oh my gosh, appeal this and appeal that. So, mini rant over. So I kind of like waited. Plus, I knew it was going to blow over, because people are going to blow over. There was going to be this mass exodus to mines, and it looks like that mass exodus kind of fizzled out. Plus, the fact is, I really wanted mines to be something that it really doesn't seem to be. It's not a viable replacement for YouTube, unfortunately, because the way to find videos is horrible. I'll upload a video, and, you know, like, so I started a community for horror movies called Horror Minds. Well, if I upload something to Horror Minds, it doesn't go to my feed. Like, for instance, on Twitter, if I tweet, it's in my feed. You go to my profile, and you see everything that I've tweeted out. With this, it doesn't, and that's kind of a bad thing. But anyway, you guys know, I am on minds.com, and the name is Zankoku. If you just go there and sign up, and you can search me out. There is an episode on my feed of That's Fucked Up. Episode 2, the one that was banned from YouTube. That one is there in its full, well, I can't say the full version that was on YouTube. It's still censored. I censored out the titties a long time ago, and I don't think I have an uncensored version of it. But perhaps in the future I will test, as long as I can get it to fucking work, because the last couple times I tried to upload video, it would crash every time. But that may be the future home of That's Fucked Up until I can figure out something else, or YouTube can, pull its head out of its whatever. But check that out. But so, YouTube Heroes. After all that crap. YouTube Heroes. So this is YouTube's sort of way to get people to become more involved and sort of reward people for becoming involved in YouTube. Plus the fact it's a cheap way for them to outsource stuff that they should be doing themselves to people who aren't getting paid. So basically, yeah, indentured servitude. For maybe you get some points and you get some perks, like, oh, you get to actually contact a human being when you have a problem on YouTube, which should be that should be the case for anyone who's got a problem. When you contact support, you should be able to talk to a human being and not, wait half a year for them to fix your problem because you're a measly little peon. But whatever, you can win the ability to talk to human beings. Oh wow, contact support. That's YouTube for you. You have to win the right to contact them, to contact their support. You gotta unlock their support page. Whatever. Anyways, so what do you have to do this to get these points? Well, some of it is really cool and stuff that is needed. One is submitting subtitles to videos. For every sentence you submit that is approved, you get a point. You also get points for answering questions in the help center. When users have problems and they ask a question, and if you can answer it and be the best answer, you get 10 points, which once again is another thing. It's like, oh yeah, YouTube help. We're too busy sucking on something from Warner Brothers or the record industry. Here, some users. Why don't you go talk to people about that? Yeah. No, our job is done. It's supposed to be like a cigar or whatever. Anyways, so that's all well and good. I mean, subtitling, that's great. I would show you that example of how YouTube transcripts work and work horribly. And that's their way of trying to automatically subtitle by trying to figure out what you're saying. And of course, that video also got perma-banned from YouTube because I guess it was embarrassing to them. But whatever. So yeah, it's bad. So yeah, human beings should be going through and trying to submit some subtitles. I subtitled one of my videos because I actually had a script and I could just use that, and that was easy. It still took about 40 minutes to do, but hey, I wanted to see how much that would affect my video and viewership, and it didn't really do much of the job anyway. So those are good. Those are positive things, but there's this other side to it. So you can get points for flagging content. Now that content does have to be successfully removed, but still, you're asking users to flag content. You're asking users to start thinking about, well, is this really appropriate? And maybe I should flag this, which automatically just starts a whole problem. I mean, sure, there are things that I think we can universally deem as flaggable, like the whole skull screwing thing going on, yeah, that would be boop, flag. But I think those things, for the large part, actually do get flagged and do get removed without a call to action to the community to like go out and do it. And the fact that you're putting a point incentive means that you are incentivizing the behavior of trying to find stuff that may be bad. I mean, all of a sudden, someone who's looking for a lot of points might just, go on the search and type in hardcore sex, and just automatically just start flagging things because of that. Another thing is there's a level that you can get to, because it's levels. You earn points, you get to a certain level, and then unlock powers and stuff like that. And one of those is to mass flag videos. I mean, mass flag videos, which is also a dangerous thing, because I mean, all it takes to really screw up someone on YouTube is to get 2 videos striked at the same time, because all of a sudden you are like suspended and most of your abilities are stripped away. And that is a low bar. That's why people who do videos and use fair use, only tend to dispute things one at a time, because if they try to dispute multiple things at a time and get struck back, then that's the end of their channel. I mean, honestly, all you need is 3 strikes and you're terminated with extreme prejudice. I mean, it's extreme prejudice. If you're a big channel and you get accidentally terminated, you can always give them a call, because they're on your speed dial, and say, hey, what happened? Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. We'll just turn it back up. But you small time guys like me and others, man, you might as well just give up. Whether it's rightful or not, you are done. And that's just a lot of power to be giving people. Another thing is removing comments. And that in itself is also a dangerous thing. I know, YouTube comment section is pretty piss poor. I know on several of my videos, there are multiple comments of people just asking what's the video that you're reviewing, which is in the title and the description, and I say the name of it multiple times during the video. So why is there people keep asking, and I actually answer like 90% of those time what it is, and I just kind of gave up now, because it's like, it's in the comments, it's in the description, it's in the title, and I say it like 20 billion times in the effing video, so what is going on? I don't know. But anyways, so yes, and of course there's all kinds of just, flame wars and, just name calling and all kinds of crap that have nothing to do with the video, nothing to contribute to the discussion about the video. So yes, I understand that trimming the fat and the waste from the comment section is a good thing. And I know big YouTubers can't necessarily do it themselves, because there's just too many comments coming in, and it's too much for them to like go through and delete individual ones. I mean, even I, who doesn't really have that big of a channel, doesn't really get that many comments, still kind of just, like, I don't want to go through and like hit delete, like how many times someone just says fuck you, just like, I'm like, whatever, I deleted that 50 times, whatever. I'll respond to a couple and say, you hot? If you're hot, maybe I'll take you up on that. I don't know. But anyways, so the problem there too is that someone could just start trimming valid things in the comment section just because they just don't like them. And that's the big thing. Is that you're giving people power to start to remove things and to mass flag things and you're trusting them that they're not going to, let it go to their head. Like, for instance, you have this YouTuber you sort of watch on and off, and then all of a sudden he says something or she says something that totally just pisses you the F off, and then you go to their channel and you have the mass flag powers and you just flag all their videos. And knowing guidelines, at least 5 or 6 of them, if they have 100, probably violate in one way or another community guidelines, and all of a sudden that you've successfully given people power to destroy other people's channels, or even worse, you give them the power to control their channels, because you could say, hey, look, like, I'm one of those mod guys and I could flag your videos. You better stop doing this stuff. You better start taking, my ideas into consideration. Things like that. I mean, like, look at what happened with that, what was it? Was it a French YouTuber? And she got to interview someone from the EU, and you had a YouTube staffer or whoever from YouTube telling her, like, hey, you better do things and ask questions that we like, because you don't want your YouTube career to end, because we can do that. It'd be a shame. I mean, that's not exactly what I said, but that was kind of like the connotation. It's like, you want to continue on the YouTubes, maybe think about the type of questions you're going to ask this person. And that's the kind of thing that could be happening right now is, hey, you've got YouTube, you're doing well. It'd be a shame anything happened to your channel. I mean, we're sort of into this whole social justice thing now, and you've been kind of critical of it. So I don't know, maybe if you cool it off a little bit, perhaps, you're not going to get some bad things happening to your channel. And in a way, it feels almost like the whole secret police. I'm going around and finding these violators and turning them in. It's sort of like snitch society we're trying to create, where all of a sudden someone can say, like, I got the most points because I got the most crap removed from YouTube. Yeah, I'm awesome. I'm better than you because of my points. And it seems like it could be ripe for abuse, and it almost seems like this is the effort. Because think about it, who would be motivated enough to go on a banhammer spree? Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't necessarily be my audience. But social justice assholes on the internet seem to live for that. Live for narking out anybody who comes halfway close to an offensive thought or idea or word. And they are just all over it. They want picketing. They want boycotts. They want them not only to be banned from the medium, but they want them to lose their job, their house, their wife, their kids, their spouse. They want them to be hung in the town square so that people can throw rotten fruit at them. I mean, it's crazy. It's like modern day lynch mob. Literally, they want people to basically have their lives destroyed because they said something that they didn't agree with, or they did something that they didn't agree with, or they agreed with someone they don't agree with, or they, believe in something that they don't believe in. And that's just crazy. And I can just see that this is sort of YouTube maybe creating this as a sort of way to say, well, we're not doing it. It's not us. The users and the community have spoken, and we're just listening to the community. Well, but maybe they're not, because maybe they're thinking like, yep, the SJWs are probably going to dominate that space, and they're going to go through and start destroying channels. Because honestly, I think YouTube is embarrassed and dislikes the fact that there is this whole gigantic anti-social justice, anti-progressive part of YouTube that is getting very popular, that is just getting more and more views, and they're sort of seeping into those thoughts are sort of seeping into some of the more mainstream. Like Philip DeFranco is starting to talk more against, social justice and whatnot. And beforehand, he probably wasn't as much, but that also has something to do with social justice just being a cancer that's invading everything and turning everything horrible. And maybe that's just the natural response to it. But it seems like that is gaining a lot of momentum, and their whole thing is to find a video of a feminist, of a Black Lives Matter person, of anyone in social justice, and basically tear it to shreds and say, like, this is a fallacy, this is a fallacy, this is a lie, this is stupid, this is just you and your feelings that has no basis in facts or reality. And I almost see that being kind of the goal, is to get rid of that part of YouTube, because I think the YouTube brass, because I'm sure they're full on into the social justice movement. I mean, based on, some of their spotlight videos and things like that. And they're embarrassed that it's there, and they want a way to sort of get rid of it without them looking like the bad guys. Because, they started talking about the whole thing about harassment, being, a big thing. And, you just criticizing someone's video could be considered harassment. You could get your stuff yanked because of that. And it almost seems just like it's an escalation towards that end of YouTube pruning their site of stuff that they don't want necessarily, even if it's popular, because they are kind of embarrassed about it. It goes against their narrative and what they want to push. And the problem is YouTube, in a way, doesn't belong to YouTube exclusively. It belongs to everyone who uses it, in a way. I mean, we're the ones who kind of made the community, and if you sort of try to cut parts of that community out, you might end up losing the entire thing. And what's great about YouTube is you have a diverse amount of content. You have movie reviews, you have music, you have cat videos, you have freaking hydraulic press crushing channels, you have people who melt metal and make ignits out of them channels, you have science channels, you have list channels. It's such a plethora, it's such a wide variety. There's stuff for everyone on YouTube. And all of that stuff should stay on YouTube because there is an audience for all of it. And if you start saying, well, I just don't want to have YouTube be this and YouTube be that, then you lose what makes YouTube special. The whole range of opinions, thoughts, content is what makes the YouTube experience great, because you can start out watching one video and you just do the YouTube side panel click adventure, and eventually you're on something totally unrelated, and that's great. Yeah, sometimes you come across something that pisses you off or offends you, but you know what? The great thing about YouTube is you can always hit that back button. You can always hit the pause button and go to a different video. And I'm just really concerned that this could be just another step towards that YouTube censorship that we're all fearing. So, anyways, that's my opinion on it. I've talked for way too long, and my throat is getting a little dry, plus the fact that I've had some bad allergies also this week. So, I'm going to leave it at that. And once again, vote 31 Nights of the Halloween Horror Name. Hopefully my computer survives. And I will see you guys later. And stay independent. Internet.